Today, I'm joined by an artist, a producer, someone who's getting into acting.
Yes,
Jimmy,
sir.
welcome to the podcast.
Yo, thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have you here. You know, you were shooting content with my boy Doss today, who's standing still right there shooting content.
Shout out to Doc.
And, you know, I was like, yo, come on the podcast, and here we are.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this is great, man. The space is unbelievable. Low key, not too many people could get a spot inside of a mall.
yeah, a lot of people, and I like that it's hidden too, you know, because
Yeah.
it's like people try to find the spot, and you, unless you know where it is, you would never
Right.
be able
If
to
you
find
know,
it.
you know.
Yeah, but I want to get into, like, how would you describe yourself to, like, someone who doesn't know you?
Man, just a creative, pretty much. I've been dabbling into recording, camera work, doing acting, engineering, anything. Art runs in my family, so I feel like my dad and my grandfather were artists, drawing wise, and I just didn't get that talent. So you know, it leaked into other areas.
What type of stuff would they draw?
I mean, they're hanging up all over the basement of my parents' house, just like paintings. My grandfather was really, really good at like acrylic painting and stuff like that. And then my dad was like wanted to be a comic book drawer, and you know, life happens, but he still got it. Like he draws Spider-Man. Somebody actually got his work tattooed recently, so yeah, it's in the blood.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mike Squires and Friends podcast. You can support by subscribing on YouTube or downloading on your preferred podcast platform. And definitely go do that because it helps us grow and I can have more incredible guests on the podcast. The Mike Squires and Friends podcast is proudly sponsored by DistroKid. Looking to broaden your musical horizons as an artist? Discover DistroKid. With its smooth and rewarding music distribution platform, DistroKid offers unlimited uploads while ensuring artists retain 100% of their royalties and earnings. Join the community of over 1 million artists who trust DistroKid to distribute their music across major platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, TikTok, Tidal, and so many others. Having personally used DistroKid since 2018, I can attest to their superiority amongst distribution services. Collaborating with fellow artists has become effortless, especially with the ability to easily send splits of songs, streamlining the creative process. With the DistroKid app, accessing these benefits is now more convenient than ever. Safely sign up or log in with two-factor authentication, upload releases on the fly, monitor earnings, and withdraw funds from your DistroKid bank. Stay updated on royalties through push notifications, effortlessly share hyperfollow links, manage account details seamlessly, and track streaming stats from Spotify and Apple. Additionally, explore Mixia for professional-grade mastering, DistroVid for music video distribution, and Instant Share for secure file sharing with collaborators, producers, and more. The DistroKid app is available on both iOS and Android. Download it today from the App Store or Google Play Store to revolutionize your music career. Visit distrokid.com/VIP/Mike Squires to get 30% off your first year membership. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Mike Squires and Friends. That's like, what made you want to get into music?
I mean, I started writing books probably like when I was like 7 years old for my grandmother. She always loved reading them. And then just going into school and being outside, like the hip hop culture really just like took over. And I just started wanting to be like the people I saw on television, you know, like all the M and 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? Like Forgot About Dre was like the first music video I ever saw.
Yeah, what type of books would you make?
It was really just like made up stories, kind of. You know, I would just go into another place in my head. Really, sometimes it would be like from a dream I had, and I'm 7 years old, so who knows if like anything was really that good. But I feel like that just counted over into the music, where it was just easier to pull from. I was pulling from life experiences and just shit like that. So, yeah,
what does the first time that you recorded look like? You know, when did that happen?
Oh, my brothers, shout out Eddie and Johnny. They were they had a laptop, and it was like a 60-second voice recording thing that was in the little HP laptops, and we just had our iPods playing instrumental, and we just recorded, and we just thought it was the dopest shit, and then from there, you know, you learn your way, but yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I saw while I was like just doing some research on you is I saw that you did a performance at JD Sports or like a JD Sports event. Like, what did I see, dude? You look like you were in like a fighting ring of sorts.
Yeah, man. It was at the Paramount. I've done a few boxing events, but it's just like star boxing and Golden Gloves. Like they just have these boxing events, and they want like a halftime show pretty much. And I got linked with the promoters. They found out about me and my music, and they just had me perform with like a little band in the boxing ring. It was kind of wild. Like I'm in the ring performing, and I'm stepping on blood, and you know what I'm saying? Like people don't want to see me, but once like you start giving them that feeling, you see people gravitate towards you. So just from the music to the fighting, like the energy is off the charts.
Yeah, what does that day look like? You know, so you get to the boxing ring, is there like a sound check? Like what, or are they just putting you in there and they're like, good luck, buddy?
My first one, there was no sound check. I showed up, they were like, who are you? Like they didn't know who I was. And they thought I was a fighter. And I'm like, yeah, you'd be like, look at the size of me. And we just ended up winging it, man. Like it was just, there were a few fights. They were like, here, give your stick to the DJ and go ahead. And, I get in the ring. People don't know what's going on. So we started out, my friend Craig, he started playing the guitar. And that kind of won them over because that's that like kind of like metal hardcore shit. And then I started doing my thing, man. Just started rapping, started getting the crowd involved. Did like a little wrestling thing. He hit my other friend over the head with a guitar. Crowd went wild. I went off the top rope, just like bringing energy, bringing entertainment. And it was just a lot different from the stages, man. It was a really cool experience.
Well, let's talk about some of the stages you've been on. I saw that there was an event with Fetty Wap, but is that a show that you performed on? And if not, where were some of the shows that you did perform on?
Yeah, I performed that day and I did camera work for Fetty. That was kind of like along the lines of the camera getting me into places and then them finding out that I make music. That's kind of like I've been using it as a tool like that.
It's like one of the biggest cheat codes, dude. That's like how I have an
100%.
Entire career because of that strategy.
Yeah, I mean, you do it all. I see, you show me songs, that people don't know about yet, but be on the lookout for that. And I just think it's dope. Like you can contribute to art and the creative process in so many different ways. So, but yeah, man, they had me do camera work for them, but then they seen my Instagram, said somebody dropped out if you're interested. And then from there, man, I won some people over. It's a little different. I had a little different sound at the time, but it was an experience for sure.
Yeah, what's one of the toughest things that you've had to overcome with like music and your performance?
Probably looking the part. I feel like in hip hop especially, they see a white kid, Italian looking dude, don't really know what you're gonna do up there. But I think my favorite part is coming off the stage, and it's like not like an acceptance, but like a mutual respect between actual hip hop fans because they can tell who really does this just by your performance, by your sound, no matter what the look is, because like everybody's got a gimmick these days, so it doesn't really matter. But true hip hop fans, when I win them over, that's like the best feeling. So yeah, I think my look has been like the most challenging ways, but like I said, the camera's been able to get me past that.
Yeah, and I think respect is probably one of the most, not just music, but in general, dude. Like, I'd much rather someone respect what I do rather than like what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't 100%. Care if you like my music, but like, at least, just know that I'm out here like working hard and doing my thing.
Exactly. That's what it is, like the level of respect for your work, because a lot of people don't know what we do, the hours. I mean, you probably spent countless hours in here. People just see the finished product, but like, when people respect what you did to get there, like it hits different.
Yeah. I've also seen you with the homie Nems, bro. What's going on with Nems?
Yeah. I linked with Nems. He threw there was like a softball event. It was like, for charity. He's done so many things for Coney Island, man. He's just like, they call him the mayor of Coney Island. And, between that and Side Talk, linking with him then, he's another one that I've seen him go from here to here pretty much. And we kind of have similar paths now. Like he was a sanitation worker. I'm just starting that career as my day job. So shout outs to him. And And yeah, man, just to see what he was doing and just to have it reach the level, like it reached like global, White House, Jonas Brothers, you name it, people were quoting him. So it was really dope to see. And he's a good dude. No matter how he comes off, like he'll give you shit, but he's a good dude.
No, he really is. You know, I've had a couple. I've been able to hang out with Nems a couple times. Dude, he's funny. He's funny dude.
As hell. Yeah,
he's like you know, underneath it all, he's a really nice dude. But he comes across as like the schoolyard bully.
Exactly. Like he's got that. Don't ever disrespect me.
I landed into at least 2 of those videos, dude. The one that he hit me with, that is out there. I haven't seen the other one at least. But the one that I've seen that's out there is like, don't ever disrespect me, sitting looking like you're sitting on your boyfriend's lap, and I'm like sitting like this in a chair, like this. And
I don't know how he comes up with it, man. But it's just like, if you got it, you got it. That's like a product of his environment, you know, being around the streets in New York. Like that wit and that quickness. He's got it.
Yeah, and also like, you know, we talked about you getting into acting. I'm curious, like, you know, what does that look like to you? Like, what's going on?
I mean, so a really good friend of mine, Jay Garcia, shouts to him. He started out music and then he was getting more traction in the entertainment business with the acting and everything, you know, between movie roles, TV shows, commercials, like everything. It's just like another outlet, man. Like I've always aspired to do that. Like he's got me involved in skits or you know, just being around that process. And I don't know, just like another avenue where I haven't expressed myself yet. So I'm looking forward to like taking that on as like a challenge.
Before this, you said you did something with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
It was super random. My guys out in Arizona like had like a connect with you know, one of the managers running stuff over there at the movie studios, and they were doing something for like the Avengers, like a promo run for like Blade being involved in it. And yeah, man, they just asked me to tag along, and we ended up like shooting a scene where like he comes in on our music video shoot trying to dance. Like it was funny as hell. Like, and he was just like trying to be like, yo, I'm hip too, like this and that. But man, just like being in that space with a legend was just like enough for me. Even to be around him was a cool experience. So, you know, just being around other actors, like it caught my interest. So we'll see what happens.
Well, speaking of another cool experience I saw you did, you went to the Quiet Place premiere?
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
Yeah, it was just, I'm pretty sure it was through Jay as well. He had a connect, and, you know, they invite people, and they invited us to a premiere. And, you know, long story short, I got to meet some of the actors, even that, like, you know, being a cool experience. And just seeing the movie firsthand, man, they talked about how it was made, how it came about. And I mean, the movie's great, you know, so it was just cool.
I saw you met John Krasinski too.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Do you guys talk?
Nice.
Yeah, I was like, do you guys talk
super
at all?
Nice. Yeah, I mean, he was just like totally down to earth, you know. You know, like I had never been like a super big Office fan until like probably like months before that. So to see him in person was kind of surreal, and you know, but just for him to be at that level and be so even keeled was cool, because you know, I'm sure you've met people in the industry that are just sometimes their heads are fucking, you know, they'd kiss their own ass if they could.
Yeah, and I think the way with the industry though, like I think it's less and less of that now, because I think people can see through it, and like especially the way like society is, like you just can't get away with it as much anymore. You know what I mean? Because people see through it, and I think like there are still those people, you know what I mean, for sure. But like being a public figure and also being a dickhead is a hard combo these days.
Right,
you know?
Especially that everybody's like so accessible, or seems more accessible. It doesn't seem larger than life as they once did, because you're just seeing so much of them. And like, I mean, what it feels like your favorite celebrity could be like a DM away. Like you can try to get their attention that way. Whereas like years back, like you'd only see them on the TV screen, movie screen, or like randomly like at a, you know, red carpet. But yeah, it's weird. The state of entertainment alone is like in a crazy place right now.
Do you remember what you and John talked about?
What did we talk about? Well, so we were the only ones he kind of snuck up on as like a thing that they had going on. So
You got to explain that to me. What do you mean? Yeah.
It was quick. Like they had us, we pulled up, and I just think we're taking pictures on the red carpet thing because we had gotten like, you know, passes for like a premiere event. So I'm just thinking we're like anybody else that's there. And yeah, he just sneaks up on us like, be like, oh, am I late? Like, I'm just like, oh shit. Like, I don't even, you know. And,
no, you're on time, John. Yeah. You're on time.
And yeah, man, like he was just like, you know, like, I really hope you guys enjoy the movie. Like, you know, have you seen any other movies I was in? Like this and that. Like, what brings you out here?
Is this for the first Quiet Place or the second one?
Second, yeah, second one. And I hadn't seen the first one. So, you know, it was just cool to just kick it with him about, you know, what was going on, what he was up to, how he loves New York. He didn't know how we sleep at night because it's so loud, this and that. But yeah, he was a really cool dude for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I meet Dwight Rainn Wilson from The Office tomorrow night.
I'm so hyped for you, man. He's a legend. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's kind of like the same universe, dude.
Oh yeah, 100%. Office is like a staple, and that's cemented forever.
Yeah, but let's pull back to music, dude, because I saw Drewski spun you.
Yeah, just you know, just being outside, you just randomly meet people. You know, it's just like it's all about connections at the end of the day, and who you know. And you know, I ended up meeting him through a show. You know, and you just get to talking with people, see that these people are, you know, actual people, and then before you know it, he's playing the song on one of his shows. You know, just like he had a legend terminologist there, just grading one of our songs, Woke Up and Chose Violence. And, you know, it's good to get like a cosign from like a staple in New York hip hop right now. So,
what felt better, that or when Love Is Pain was on the radio?
Being on the radio was a surreal feeling for sure. So I probably say that only because, you know, like I said, when I started out, I like hearing music. It was before everything was right at your fingertips on the phone. It was just on the radio. So like just to hear it, I heard my music in the car before, obviously, but like, you know, it sounds different on the radio, and knowing that it's in other people's cars was just a crazy feeling, you know, and like it's kind of like the first I made it moment, or like reassurance that I have somewhat idea of what I'm doing. So
yeah,
it was cool.
Was that the first time you were ever on the radio when that happened?
Yeah, first time, man.
And how did that come to be?
So the producer that I worked with, he had been working with KTU at the time. That's a radio station in New York, 103.5. And yeah, he was just working the record, showed it to the higher ups, and they liked it. And then shit, it got played the next week. It was out. So yeah, it happens quick. I mean, I'm sure you know things in this industry are boom, boom, boom. Here today, gone tomorrow. So you got to enjoy every moment that you get, for sure.
Yeah, and you did a Cipher that was hosted by Russ's cameraman.
Yeah.
Steve.
Shout out to
Mules.
Steve, man. Oh my goodness. The One Train Ciphers are just like growing at a crazy rate. And it's really everything that I hoped it would become, man. It was just, you know, in the beginning stages, there were a few of us on the train. And, you know, you play an instrumental, and you're right. It's like a cipher on the One Train in the Bronx. So hip hop. And, you know, word got around on what we were doing. And, you know, plus him being discovered by Russ, he got on Russ's tour as his like main tour cameraman. That got him more motion. And yeah, it just became like a big thing that's like keeping hip hop alive, in my opinion. Like you got real hip hop coming through, people coming through, real artists, real rappers, you know what I'm saying? Like not like commercial shit. Like you got to come with your best shit. Like that's really what it is, like bars. And yeah, man, it's been like the last one was like 400 plus people. It's just like outrageous.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for Steve. I applied for that same job because I remember when Russ put out that video. So Russ,
on Twitter, yeah, who was like, "Yep, oh, that's crazy." Yeah,
so
yeah,
Russ,
he was looking.
Yeah, so Russ put out that video, and this is actually how I like learned Steve's stuff. But he put out that video, and it was at a time in my life where I was doing a lot of touring too. So I was like, you know what? Let me just like
Nice.
put this out there. Everybody tag Russ.
Yeah.
And I was feeling mad confident. And then I see Steve's video, and I'm like, oh man, this is pretty good. I'm not gonna front.
Steve is. I mean, I've seen your work. Your work is amazing. Like
Thank you, dude.
It's just how how it works, man. Like you just gotta shoot your shot, and like he'll tell you like he shot his shot to a million artists before he got that.
That's how it goes.
That's
dude.
how it
Yeah.
goes exactly. So like just for people to think like it's like an overnight thing or whatever. That's like pure example of like. Just shoot your shot. Like, what's the worst that could happen?
It's cool because, like, when I think of him, I have this shot in my mind of it's like Russ on stage and he's like circling around him with all the lights. You know what shot I'm talking?
Oh,
it's like
that
like
shot.
Every like pretty much
shot.
gets it. Yeah, he probably gets it every night. But like, it's just that's like what I mean. It's cool to have like kind of like a signature and like something that you think when you think of someone's name, you think of like their art.
Exactly. He's got even. Like you are now entering a vibe. That's like his slogan.
That's how I found him. I remember saying that. Yeah,
and like it's to the point where like you got Russ's fans holding up signs with his slogan on it. So he's a part of the whole experience of like everything now. So it's like, and he's forget about it. Like he's shot stuff for when Russ did something with Will Smith. Like that was for me. That was like seeing him do that. Like that's my guy, and like to see him like.
How'd you connect with Steve?
Well, it was really from Instagram. I started seeing his work, and we had like a mutual friend he went to school with.
He's a New York dude?
So, yeah.
I didn't even know he was a New York dude. He's right in the backyard,
Harlem,
dude.
yeah.
It's Matt Close, train right away.
Yeah, and I had followed Russ just like as, I mean, if you're an indie artist, if you don't know about Russ, man, like it's just like you have to know like what he was doing, and then I seen that happen, and it was just like a dope moment for like any up and coming artist. And then I just became familiar with his work, and I seen him posting that he's got like Ciphers going, and it started at Washington Square Park. And I just pulled up, did my thing, and then chopped it up with him afterwards. And then from there on, like, you know what I'm saying? It's that mutual respect thing where you can see like, he respects what I do. He sees I got talent. So now we're rocking with each other. And yeah, man, not to mention that everything is just pure. Like the community that we built, like it's just all out of love. Everybody like uplifts each other rather than like what hip hop is really known for. So it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah. And I think people underestimate the power of just showing up. You know what I mean?
You're right about that for sure.
Just show up because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, essentially that's how I'm on your show right now. You know, like this is dope. Like I just came for Doss to shoot some shit with him. You know, we linked, and then I mean,
here we are, dude.
Cube, yeah, the Rubik's Cube. There's so many things have happened since I showed up here.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't forget about it, but that was a really cool moment. That was a weird,
man.
Not like a weird moment, but it was like a moment where it was like, yo, what the? It's surreal,
it's
dude.
Crazy. Like, you know, this guy, anybody that's watching, like, yeah, what's his at name? His
Jason.
Yeah, so he built a picture out of, what was it, like 1,400 Rubik's Cubes of his face. Like it's just incredible. Like just
it's crazy, dude. But
it's crazy.
But it's good. Like to go back to your point about like community, it's good to be around like-minded individuals that are like, because bro, like, you know, is this our first time hanging out?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I think so. Oh, there was one time I was here for the
Doss's thing.
It was the food festival. I was here with Bliv Morgan. The homie Dante J. We were here, and
I was probably running around like a nut that day.
Yeah, though. You were busy as hell, man. And then also Doss, like you guys did your thing. It was just dope to see.
We performed that day too.
Yeah, you guys.
That was A Boogie or 50 Cent day.
Yeah. It might have been separate days. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was one
either.
of those days. Everything happened so quick.
During Food Fest time, I'm running around like a nut. So I'm considering this like the first time that like, because I'm like, there's certain days that I'm just like not in my right mind. Food Fest, I'm not like.
Nah, you're just
when
on
I'm in
go
cleanup
mode.
Like So this, but the point I'm trying to make is like, you know what I mean? It's like we're hanging out today for the first time, and it's like we just clicked in. You know,
exactly.
It's like we've been hanging out.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, I love it because it's like also when you're around like-minded people, as a creative, like it just makes you feel less crazy. In a sense, because you have so many other people, you know, whether it's like people doubters or whatever, just thinking that certain goals aren't realistic. And then you get around, you know, like-minded people, and it's just like, yo, like we're not insane for, you know, feeling this way, thinking this way.
Yeah, everyone thinks you're crazy
cool.
until you're not, dude.
Yeah, no, 100%. People are riding waves these days like crazy. It's just like it's the trend right now, which is, you know, you just gotta
well,
go
one
with the
thing I
punches.
want to commend you for too, like I want to keep getting, you know, keep on the pace of the music, and you were releasing music weekly.
Yeah.
It's very important as like an independent artist.
For sure. And you know, like I'm not like making a song every day or you know, like everybody has ruts. I feel like artists should like really expose that more. Like, you know, everybody goes into ruts. Everybody goes into times where they're not inspired. But these are songs that I've had in the vault for years, and that it's just important not to sit on music anymore because you see how fickle things are. Like, you know, people aren't appreciative of music as they once were because it's so accessible, I feel like. So, you know, you just got to keep feeding the streets pretty much, man. And yeah, that's where, I mean, even the topic of Russ, he was releasing weekly for years. So yeah,
it makes a huge difference. And like the consistency of just being in front of people.
It does. And that's in a sense of showing up as well, showing your whatever fan base you have at the moment that you'll always show up no matter what, even if it's a dud, if the song's mid or whatever, like you still show that you made that promise, you're releasing weekly and you're keeping it. So
I'm sure that you feel this way, but I know that I like all my greatest opportunities have come from showing up. You know what I mean? Like everything 100%. That's happened, it's because I either made the play or did something.
You know, there was a time recently where I didn't show up.
Can we talk about that story?
Yeah, it would have been a super cool moment. Like one of my homies is like tied in with a legend, Ice-T. And he told me to roll with him. Yeah, he told me to roll with him that day, and I couldn't. It was just like, you know, shit gets in the way, day job stuff, and it ended up they went to his crib and recorded music, and I could have been on a record with them. I could have recorded in Ice-T's house, and I'm just like, damn, like that would have been a legendary moment, and I didn't show up, and this is what happens when I don't show up. So I'm doing my best not to make that happen ever again.
Yeah, something like that will definitely teach you. Like it's the worst way to learn, but like, you know, you'll learn that way. I mean, I've talked about it on the podcast before, and I'll keep it short. But like, you know, earlier this year, I had the opportunity to be in a Mr. Beast video.
Oh yes, that is major.
But that was like all because I just like showed up. You know what I mean? I wasn't invited. You know what I mean? But my girlfriend's the one that pushed me. She's like, well, there's two things that are happening. You'll either try to go, or she said like three things, but she's like, you're either going to try to go and it's either going to work or it's not. And at least you know you tried, or you're going to stay here and then you're going to wonder what could have happened.
Oh man.
You know?
Yeah, I love that because it's like, it also shows the importance of having a partner that believes in you and strives you to be better.
It really is important.
It's amazing because you don't know, like maybe you wouldn't have had the inspiration to show up that day and you had somebody that believes in you and that pushes you to do better. So I love that story. And that's a major deal, man. Mr. Beast is one of the most famous people on earth right now. So
yeah, no, I'm grateful it worked out, dude. But yeah, to your point, like it is important to have a good support system, and it like really can make or break. I've seen it make or break careers, dude. Nothing I'll say publicly on here,
right,
but like I've definitely seen it like destroy careers. Cause like, do you feel that you have like a good support system?
Yeah. I mean, you know, my girlfriend, Alexis, she believed in me from the jump, even, you know, throughout like things that are tough to deal with, you know, with getting attention from outside, you know, like it's tough when that person hasn't been involved with anybody in the entertainment industry, because our field of work is like, we're like the only career where like you kind of, to excel, you need people to fuck with you pretty much. Like you need people to like you. So you have to like respond to people and respond, you know, and that could get like construed when you're in a relationship, because things could get misconstrued as, you know, being closer to someone than you really are. So kudos to her for you know, staying level-headed. And man, this is the first time I'm not rocking it, but she made me a custom chain with my logo on it, diamond cut, everything. It was like, I was in shock. It's the first time I'm not wearing it. I'm very upset, but just that alone, like she believes me enough to really go through all that was just like, it just means the world, probably more than she knows. So yeah, it's super important, man. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even hearing you talk, like, because I've just seen, because the opposite is detrimental, right? It's like the opposite, like, even
They'll stop you from showing up. And that's like what we're talking. Like, it's horrible.
Yeah, and like I could talk on this, but like, the girlfriend I had previous to Sarah, who I'm dating now, very long time ago, because I've been dating Sarah for almost 8 years now.
Nice.
But the girlfriend previous to Sarah would always tell me to, like, she's like, you think you're like, it was like the generic, like you'd hear it, like it's like the almost like movie scene where it's like, yo, you gotta stop with this music thing. Like, what are you doing?
This, like, get a real job. Bro, like that type of shit. I've heard it all, man.
Yeah, that's why I broke up with her, dude. I was just like,
good for you. You deserve better. And now, like people are shot sometimes, man. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you got out of that and you got a strong support system now. And then, because without that, obviously things would have been way different. So.
Yeah, well, let's talk about your camera work because, I think being in the music industry or entertainment industry, it's like you have to have multiple talents. Like you can't be good at one thing because you need to be able to provide value, And I know that you said from the Fetty Wap opportunity, but what are some other opportunities you've got like through your camera work?
Yeah, even when I was doing the boxing event, prior to that, I had gotten hired to do camera work for a company called Stone Pizza in Manhattan. And, through that, I got in the door, got to meet the owners. They ended up following me, seeing that I did more than camera work. And that was it. And from there, you never know what can happen. Also, my favorite show pretty much ever is Entourage. And that night just happened to be, they were doing their live podcast. And the camera got me backstage with them. The Stone Pizza serves like food with like, it's like a THC induced food and stuff like that. Cool shit. And they had ordered it, and I was just, anybody who knows Entourage, I was backstage just kicking it with Johnny Drama and E. And I just felt like I was in the show. Johnny Drama is like exactly how he is, like how he portrays himself on the show. And it was just so surreal because I watch that show like religiously, especially like when I'm not inspired or when I'm feeling like shit is out of reach. I watch that show because it's like, kids from Queens just coming up, making shit happen. So yeah.
Yeah, Sarah and I like just started watching Entourage not too long ago, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, it's getting good, dude.
Man. Yeah, so Johnny Drama's the best. He's the GOAT.
Yeah, let's talk about Queens though. Like, what was it like coming up in Queens?
Coming up in Queens, probably I would say like one of the best places to grow up. It taught me to observe first more than acting or saying stuff. I feel like I'll attribute that to why I have so much detail in my music. And also it's just like there's so much diversity. It's not as loud as Manhattan. It's not as crowded as, say, like the Bronx, Brooklyn area. There's just so many different areas to where like you just learn to not only accept but like understand different ways of life from everybody. And besides being a Mets fan and that causing me pain all throughout my years of life, it made me grow to who I am today. And I feel like I'm just an open-minded person because of it.
Yeah. What about just being an artist coming up in New York? I'm sure there's a lot of pressure that comes with that just because there's so many.
Yeah, man. It's like if you're New York, you like the New York attitude, everything. Like if people can tell, like if you got it or if you don't, like if you're faking something, like people can tell. Like it's just like we don't got time for all that.
It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier with like the social media and just like being a dickhead and us like people can see through it nowadays.
Through it, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like that's like New York's what it's all about. So I feel like it's just gave me thick skin. Like I don't really care what people have to say as much as I would have if I was like in an enclosed environment. But being an artist, it's crowded too, man. Like there's so many people, so many different artists trying to make it. So it's definitely a challenge to cut through the noise more than ever. I feel like even though it's more accessible and easier to get your art out there, it's just it's very competitive. So yeah, I'd say it's just more character building is all.
Yeah. Did you spend a lot of time in Connecticut? Because I guess the times I've been, it's been out here. You know what
I mean, that was pretty much the one time, with Liv, she got asked to be here. We were here with her. Doss, I met him like at a show years and years ago. We just hit it off since then. So we've been cool since then. So, whenever I would link with him, and then seeing you guys do your thing, man, like on stage and seeing the hometown crowd cheer for you guys, like it was fucking awesome. So
it's crazy, dude.
I love Connecticut. Yeah, it's dope. Even seeing the way you guys throw like the festivals, like the parties were crazy. Between Flowrider, I had with Paulie D, even seeing like I met Tommy Carlucci, just being up there when he was spinning in front of like a huge crowd was like an epic moment. So yeah, I've had a great experience in Connecticut so far for sure.
But that wasn't the first time you met Paulie D because you took a photo with him back in like 2017.
Yeah, just Jersey natives, mutual friends, got to hang out with him. It's just like, that's when the first time I kind of saw like stardom almost, like people just coming up to him, girls obviously, just coming up to him left and right, just like, because he had the juice. He was Paulie D, bro. Like, his Jersey Shore was like major. So just seeing that for the first time. This was before I wanted to, like, I really got into entertainment because I was a little like, not nervous, but how we talked about before, like people were just judgmental or, just like you let people get in your ear so you don't really fully go after it. But yeah, he was like the first person I really saw like you're that dude.
Music's a tough career to get into because it's like, 100%. You got the opinions of other people. Like you got to get past all this eventually, but it's like, you got it's time, dude.
Church bells.
But you got to get past your own fear. You know what I mean? Your own self-doubt. And then once you're past 100%. That, you got to get past the layer of people judging you. And then once you're past that, you got to get, and when I say people, like your close friends. And then once you're past that, you got to get past the judgment of strangers. Like, you know what I mean? You just got to like embrace it and push through. It's a tough battle to get through when you're starting out.
It is. I mean, what was like a way that you pushed through at first? Like, because you do so much. You've done like production, you've done camera work, you've done, you were designing an art cover just now. Like, what was like a way that you just like blocked out all the noise in the beginning?
Yeah, I'm by all means necessary. And you know what? I knew what the alternatives were. The alternatives were me like getting a job that I hated, living a life that I didn't want to wake up to. You know what I mean? So
I hear that.
That's like the alternative. And you know what? Like I had a very, very close friend and collaborator of mine drop out. So since he dropped out, I have been able to see a marker of what it would look like if I quit. I can look back at where he left off and see exactly where I'd be if I quit. But now I can see how far I've come because I didn't. So
yeah, you should be proud, man. And that's actually really cool because it's like you also had a firsthand look at like something like that, like in a different way. But like you've seen what could happen if you give up and how that person feels. And
it's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
And like obviously I wish the best for him, but like the life that he's living scares me. You know what I mean? Like that's my biggest fear. Like, and not that his life, it's not like he's living a terrible life from my understanding, but it's like, he's got the 9 to 5, just
almost
boring,
like losing yourself almost.
Bro,
like
well, that's
losing
what
your true self.
That's what I'm saying. And if I lost all this, I'd be losing myself.
You're becoming like a robot to the regular life. And it's not to say anything about 9 to 5. Like I spoke about it. I have a day job and stuff. You got bills to pay. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta get it any way you can. But I'm not losing myself to that schedule. Like if I gotta work on music on 2 hours of sleep, like I'm gonna do it because I love doing it. And like if I have to use this to support myself till eventually I get to a point where I can be who I really am, like and get paid for it, I'm gonna have to do it because. If everybody else gave up at a certain point, everyone that's made it to that level has that story where it's like I almost gave up. I was down and out, but something clicked. And then right before, it's usually like right before when you feel like giving up, that's like before something big is about to happen.
Oh yeah, and you need that hustle and drive, bro. Like I think one of the things that keeps me going, and like I'll pick up the curtain for a second and like let people know, like, you know, I do well off my streaming and stuff, but like if there's moments where I like need like extra money or something, like I'll find, like, thankfully I'm able to have like a skill set that like in my field where it's like, you know, I can do a cover art for somebody. Oh, someone needs a quick video, I can do that. You know what I mean? So like, I'm able to provide value in like and sometimes they're projects I don't like. Maybe I'm ending up to do like a video for like, and not like, but like, maybe I'm doing like a video for like my homie's pizza
you wouldn't
spot.
have done it for free pretty much. Or
like just
I get it.
You know what I mean? Or like like there's some corporate work that I pick up sometimes too, because it's like, it's good money. You know what I mean? And it's like it helps fund all my dumb ideas.
Exactly. And like I don't like the stigma where it's like not corny, but like, you know, it's kind of like they throw dirt on like doing other shit for bread. Like it's just like you gotta hustle. Like you said, you gotta have that mentality.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Like you said, So like, even in that sense, like you're still doing something artistically and getting paid for it. So
you know, it's a blessing, dude. I don't take that for granted. But I'm gonna flip your question on you, dude. You know, how do you get past the the self-doubt, the other doubt, or what was something that helped you in the beginning, depending on where you're at now?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, like I was in my dorm room recording, but at the time, like, you know, I was playing baseball for college, and it was just like almost an identity crisis to where like I felt like I had to be, you know, I was in with like the biggest fraternity on campus. I had all those friends. Then I had like all the athletic, you know what I'm saying? Like I was being pulled in each direction. But at heart, I was like I felt like an art major. And my roommate always told me, he was like, man, like I recorded it. He doesn't even know I recorded it. He used to have these talks with me, and I recorded it one day with plans to like put it in a song. But he just said, like, if you want to do it, like, do it. Like, just like block out the noise. Like, because, you know, next year, half of these people you're not going to speak to half these people. It may seem like what they say now is going to matter, but like what they say next week ain't going to matter. You're going to forget it. So yeah, he really helped me more than he knows. Shout out to Angel. Just to really just go for it, man. And, you know, luckily when I put out music, it just got a good response. And I kind of like credit that to like honing in on my skills prior. You know, you got to put in the work. But yeah, I think just focusing on your art is like the number one thing. And just blocking out the noise, man. Just like, just not caring. It's hard, but like just fuck what everybody says, pretty much.
Yeah, what are some of your goals that you have for yourself?
Some of my goals, probably, I would love to like go on a little tour with somebody just to get that experience. Because I haven't performed in probably like, I'd probably say like 7 or 8 months, and it's like my favorite thing to do. But I do want to get that experience. I want to collaborate more with like dope, you know, producers like yourself.
We'll get one in, dude.
Yeah. Just like other producers that like I've met along the way, or even producers I've looked up to forever. And then I'd probably say I'd like to get like even if it's like a dual headliner show, I would love to like sell out a show like 100, 200 people would be cool. For sure. Just to, I don't know, just to see what it's like, man. Like just to see where we're at.
I think that's incredibly attainable. You know what I mean? I think you'll get that.
Yeah, I like to make them a little realistic because I've made goals in the past that were, I don't like to use the word unrealistic, but just looking too far ahead. And I kind of like, not that it weighed me down, but you know, it kind of like made me feel like I wasn't doing enough.
It's tricky when you don't hit the mark, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
But you feel like God when you hit the mark, dude.
It's the best feeling, man. It's like, you know, like I showed you. Yeah. It's like, you know, I would say for any artist, just set realistic goals, and that'll keep you going. It won't, you get beat down with all the no's you get in the industry and all the duds you put out. Like, it's important to be your own best friend in that sense, to where you want to keep your promises and do what you're set out, do what you say you want to do.
Yeah, and it's the little by little too, you know, because that's like listen, you come in quick, you're getting out quick. You know, if you build it,
100%,
little by little, like you got a solid foundation that you're going to be able to live off of.
Yeah, I mean, you know, another friend of mine on here, Justina on here, I saw, you know, she was on Wildin' Out for, you know, people know her from Wildin' Out, and she's amazing. But, you know, maybe some people don't know her for music. And that's like in a sense of, you know, the camera stuff. Like you get in, you're known for this, but like, oh, now like, let me see what they got in that. Like they come to like you as a person. So now they're going to rock with you either way. So like, yeah, man, it's just, it's cool.
Justina's somebody who has me incredibly inspired too, because I mean, she showed me like that careers can be shaped differently, because I think for my case, a lot of the time, like people rock with me because they like me. You know what I mean? Like they like the 100%. Content that I do. You know what I mean? They might not necessarily be a huge fan of my music, which is okay. Like my music still does well, but like, you know, like I just think there's different ways to get it, and like you should just kind of embrace what is working. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I could see a world where like somebody else, not me because I love it, but like somebody else like would hate being the Macy's guy. Like, yo, like, you know what I mean? No, like come rock with me for my music. Dude, you know what I mean?
That's major. Yeah. I mean, anybody watching, this guy got 50 votes to be mayor.
That's true. That's true. Bro, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah.
Stanford, Connecticut.
I wasn't running for mayor, just FYI.
Yeah,
like, so that's why this is...
Wasn't running. Still got put out there. And that's just like, it shows, man. Like, you know, you're putting on for the people. And that shows that people do like you regardless of your talent. You know what I'm saying? So be a good person before anything. For anybody out there, it's honestly,
being a good person will get you further than a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, for me, like, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, I don't think I'm the best producer. I don't think I'm the best artist. I don't think I'm the best video guy. I don't think I'm the best anything across the board.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm the best of is the best version of myself, and I'm trying to be better every single day. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah. I mean, shit.
But like, with that being said, like, I think that I approach every situation with like, you know, composed, very chill, easy to work with, nice, you know what I mean? So it's like, and if there's like hurdles, you know, being able to, you know, let's talk about that too. Like, how do you find that you like, have there been any big hiccups in your career or like hurdles, and how have you like handled that?
Yeah, I think, you know, as far as like money wise, having to get a day job, seeing that, you know, you're not getting paid off what you love just yet. But it's like, with social media, it's so easy to compare yourself, and you know, it's literally like a highlight reel. Nobody's seeing you, you know, at your day job, fucking like, you know, washing dishes for $20 an hour, but you get lost in that. And I think I'm way better now, but I did have trouble with that. Like I would see people that I thought were doing better than me, and it's just like, I don't know. You just get discouraged nowadays. But yeah, like stuff like that. And then just life hits, man. Life hits you, dealing with, you know, losing people too, changes your outlook on life. Life is short. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like to see where the entertainment business is going in general. It kind of like made me get into like a different career path, just to have on the backbone, you know, something a little more steady, just in case, you know, you see all the AI stuff, which, you know, you don't know what it's going to replace in 5 to 10 years. But, you know, just like hurdles like that, like it's just you're rolling with the punches every day, man. So.
No, I mean, I think everything that you're saying true. And like, you know, with the future of the music industry, like, do you have a genuine fear of being like replaced by AI?
You know, I was just talking about this, and I just think what we were talking about, like you have to like somebody first. Like, yeah, you can like a song or like with say like Drake, for instance, or whatever, like, you know, people don't like him just because they like the music. Like he built a brand on his character. Like, so people liked him first, or liked him in Degrassi, or like through other avenues, seeing like he was like entertaining, like he came off as like the nice guy, you know what I'm saying? So like, I think that's something AI just can't replace, just human interaction. Like, I've heard the AI songs, they're great, but like, who am I? I can't go see the AI live, it's like, it's different. So I don't know. It'll definitely replace some things, engineering, production is easier. The song making process is easier, but I think artists will be around forever. It's just another thing that's just evolving before our eyes. So just a little quicker than we thought, maybe.
There's a lot of like people, and I'll go publicly out there with saying, but like, I'm probably more pro AI than like most people, and people always look at me and say it's an L take, you know what I mean? But let me explain myself at least, because what I think is going to happen is it's like, there's the good and the bad. And I think maybe I'm just focusing on what I view as the good, but it's like, it'll replace a lot of jobs that like, it'll just end up saving a lot of time for a lot of people. And you're going to lose jobs in that process, but in that process, you're going to have people that have a lot more time. And I think they're going to it's just going to help their lives in the long run. Like maybe the immediate, there might be some like growing pains of like trying to figure their life out, but like, having more time to like really focus on what they want to do. And like, I don't know. I think we'll see, but
we'll see. But I think you're right on that. And I don't think it's an L take really. Like,
no, you should see when I post about it, bro. I posted something about AI once, and like, my comments were ripping me apart, and I was just like, cause I think like, bro, I genuinely think there's like more good that'll come from it. And I know I could see like, graphic designers being afraid and stuff, but to be honest with you, like, Jose, who does all of my artwork, he did all my 50 States artwork. He did
Jose.
everything.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a text right now from Jose. Yeah, dude. He like, bro, he's sending me like, dude.
Which salute, the 50 States is super dope. You were the first to do it. I don't care about anybody trying to,
thank you, dude. But bro, my point is like, I'm not going to stop working with Jose. You know what I mean? Even if like AI did whatever he did, like, I was like, that's my guy. Like,
you rock with him as a person. Exactly.
Yeah.
It
you know what I
comes
mean?
down to it.
And like, I like the back and forth, cause like we have like creative conversations, you know what I mean? Where it's like, we kind of like the process of like brainstorming and coming up with, like when we came up with the hurrah for the 50 States thing, that was a great experience. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, what if each single cover was like the outline of the state? And then he's like, the album is all them put together to make the map. And I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. Like, there's not,
sounds
I love
obvious,
that feeling.
but
the collaborative music to me, even like when songwriters were getting exposed, like, I'm just like, this is nothing new, man. Like music's always been like a collaborative experience. Like that's like my favorite thing to do is like collaborate with other creatives. But yeah, like with AI stuff, like we've been doing it for how long now? Like programming, it's in the drum machine, but like, programming sounds into drum machines as opposed to really playing the drums, or like, as a like Splice, like having all these sounds, like you still have to be an artist to know how to use these things correctly. So it's just tool, like another tool. Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's a lot of things that are considered AI that people don't even realize what they're using. Like, I mean, I know on small scales, it's like the auto like complete for your text. Like that's all AI.
All
you know
AI,
what I mean? Like there's so much AI that's being used all the time.
On camera, like autofocus, or you know what I'm saying? Like they have like
this
AI chips in the cameras.
This podcast is edited by AI, dude.
Yeah.
It's like
it's just like,
because listen to this. What is it? Does it make more sense in this particular instance for me to go when that mic is talking to cut to you, and then when this and like me go through and do the man hours, or do I just plug it into the program that?
Are we supposed to run the film? Like, like what is this?
Literally every single cut people are seeing to us back and forth right now, all AI.
Done.
Yeah,
I love it. It's more power to you because you're knowing how to use it in a useful way, like what it's used for. I'm the only thing I don't like is seeing all the like the deep fakes videos where
sucks,
it's like like there was just people that have passed away just speaking or it's just like using it in a malicious way is just like
There have been
like
some
that. It can be
insane ones. I've
dangerous,
seen
bro.
like Martin Luther King in the boxing ring,
Right,
dude. Tupac in the
yeah,
boxing.
right.
Jake Paul flying at your door.
Yeah. The Jake Paul videos are flying over. I'm sure now that we're saying it, I'm gonna see a few more on my phone.
Yeah,
but
damn, dude. But
it's just people will use these tools for evil. So that's one thing, like you never know.
it only takes one guy to mess up the whole thing.
Yes, bro, and it's already at that point. So hopefully they like put into law, that like these become more of a crime than anything.
I think it's going to be hard though, dude, because it's like, how do you regulate something like this?
Oh, yeah,
I'd be
it's gonna be
curious.
hard, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and some of the videos, like we're already at a point where like, and I hate, like maybe it's dating me and maybe people can see past it, but I'm seeing some of these videos and I'm like, yo, is this real or AI? Like there's been a couple
every day,
that
bro.
slipped through the cracks and I was like,
I
no
hate
way.
this era of just seeing, and not to mention, it's like, again, we spoke about crowding. Like it's oversaturating the environment, man. Like you don't know, we can have I spent tons of money on camera gear, so have you, obviously, and you could have the dopest shots, but like someone could like make an AI of like something so crazy, and it'll get more attention because it's like it's better than anything you could have shot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's like,
I mean, as somebody who's been a music video director for most of his life, all my viral videos are shot on my phone, dude. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah,
like
it's
99%. Like, it
call
couldn't
it,
even be
man.
100. I like don't even want to say that, but it like probably, But let me pull this I want to pull this to the end zone. I think AI got enough of our attention right now.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
But I want to know like what your message to the world is, dude. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
For anyone who knows me, my real name is Jesse. My stage name is Jimmy Sandra. And that's my father's name is Jimmy. My mother's name is Sandra. And I put that together because it's just pulling from both of them, not only to represent them well wherever I go, but just to move with love and unity in a sense of like that, that parental love in a way. And I just feel like people need to move more in that way, not to sound, like I said it before, not to sound corny. Being that it comes off as corny is the problem, but moving with love is like, is the only way you're gonna get anywhere in life, man. Like, you could have all the hate in your heart, and it's not gonna get you anywhere, man. So, move with love. For any creators out there, never get discouraged by numbers, because as you can see, people are faking it by the day. And you'll find your people, man. Like I said, I found so many people just putting out music, especially releasing weekly. People can relate to all different songs. Like you played me a song earlier. I related to it in a different way, but you wrote it from a different place. And that's like the power of music. It's just like, people will find you and relate to you. And with all the AI shit, all the, I may be ranting right now, but just all the overcrowding, people need you. People need your music. So just keep creating, man.
Yeah, and kind of back to what we were saying, like people can see through it, dude. People can see through the facade.
100%.
They can see through it. And
100%, man.
to get to your point too, like moving with intention is important.
Yes. Yeah, moving with intention. Be a good person. Never think you're better than anybody. A lot of people are, I'm sure you've heard it before, fighting the silent battle. So always treat the next person, treat everybody equally. And you never know, like something that you're doing could inspire someone to be good to another person the next day, like a pay it forward type of vibe. But I just think we need more of that, more than ever today, especially. So yeah, just keep the peace, man.
Well, Jimmy, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, man. This was dope. This was really great.
Yeah, people want to
for sure.
Let's go, dude. I'm glad it worked out this way. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
me
I was
too.
like, it's like, yo, what are you doing later?
Organic,
you're like,
yeah.
You're like nothing.
Organic.
I was like, you're coming on the pod, dude.
Yeah, show up. Don't forget to show up.
Yeah, that's a big takeaway too. And if people want to connect with you and find you, how can they?
Jimmy_Sandra, Instagram, TikTok, on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, you name it, man. I'm releasing songs weekly. Like I said, all from different parts of my life. So yeah, get to know me through there. And then stay tuned, man.
Let's go, dude. Well, thank you for coming on,
Yeah,
my guy.
I appreciate it.